Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Welcome to Flat Earth Debate. I'm your host, Nathan Oakley, and if you're new to this channel, or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. If you'd like to support this channel, there is a super chat that runs alongside each of these shows while they are live, and there is also a PayPal link in the info box below the video once it's rendered. But most importantly, if you would like to join the discussion, simply mute the page you are currently watching, then click the link in the info box below this video to join the panel and express your views on the shape of the Earth. If you do join, please don't swear. If you do, you'll be ejected, and if you are, please don't try to rejoin the stream using sock accounts. You'll be warmly welcome back on the next stream. Please also share the show. Sharing the show obviously increases the live audience, but this in turn increases the chances of a more diverse panel. So please share the show. And one last time, if you're new to the channel or you've not done so already, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to keep up to date with the Flat Earth Debate. Now we are joined by Mike, Ranty, Travis and Anthony. Good to have you all.
Hello, what?
G'day.
Hello. just been watching your live stream, Ranty, that was running just before this.
Yeah, I just decided to knock it off because you guys were, we were going to start on here, so yeah, all good. I'll warm them up for you.
I joined quite late in, but am I correct in saying that you caught the whole of the Isle of Man?
Some time ago, yeah. Did you not? I showed it on your stream, Nate.
I don't think that's been fully featured when you've caught the entirety of the Isle of Man. I don't remember that coming up on the show at all.
Really? When I went to Wales?
I don't think so. I don't remember covering it. Maybe we did. It's just, we've done a lot of shows, but it doesn't stick out in my mind. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, is this cool? Is this new? But obviously not.
No, if you give me a few minutes, I'll get something together about it and I'll show you.
Cool.
Yeah, we was just going. Oh, Anthony, Miles Davis did a video against my observation. Yes.
Who? Miles Davis? What?
Who's he? I thought he'd retired.
Well, the irony of it, Anthony, is that he's saying, look at Google Earth. Here's the elevations. We should see the bottom of this lighthouse. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. And then Ranty's gone and got some drone footage from a guy who's literally stood on a bike right next to the lighthouse going up and down with his drone, and then when he lands it, you see all of the tops of the roofs all level with the horizon, and it's like, well, that's what you've got. It's in a ditch, clearly.
I can't believe that Miles Davis will be using Google Earth as a citation for an elevation,
brilliant, isn't it?
And all the shit that we had on the Isle of Man stuff and how inaccurate it was.
Yeah, I know, isn't it amazing? Yeah,
we'll have to get them snips out now where they all denounce the Google Earth for accuracy over the elevations, and just remind Miles of how dishonest he's been if this is what he's now pushing. What a moron!
Well, they've all renounced their model, haven't they? It's like Judas. They're all like, Google Earth is not our model. Say it again. Google Earth is not our model. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go and find them all now, and then just basically point these little minor facts out to these morons. Rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I think they've left it that long. They think we're going to forget, or that the new people have joined haven't actually been party to the evolution of the channel, which involved debunking the Google Earth and its elevations. I mean, essentially that's what we did. So for him to now start using them, and for me to have such a clear proof that this lighthouse is situated in a ditch, surrounded by a 9-meter wall of sand dune, right? And when he hovers over the Google Earth image of the lighthouse, it shows it to be on a 9-meter high hill, and everything runs away from it. So it appears on Google Earth that it's sitting on top of a hill, and you should be able to see all of it with the house and everything. But because it's situated in a ditch behind this 9-meter wall, right? Google Earth hasn't interpreted that. Yeah.
Can you show us?
And of course I can. Yeah, hang on. Give me a couple of minutes just to bring everything back up again.
Okay, well, I'll rattle my way through housekeeping. 2 minutes is enough to do that. So, any signs of curvature, gentlemen?
None.
Anybody?
Nope.
No. Signs of axial rotation of the Earth-based variety?
No.
What's that?
Earth turn if you presume it's a sphere?
Come on, let's rattle through it. Come on. No.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Any evidence that you can have a gas pressure without a container?
Nope.
Negative.
Any scientific evidence of gravity?
Nope.
Nope.
No.
What about any evidence of a self-perpetuating molten iron core at the centre of a presupposed spherical Earth?
No.
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 Not even close.
What about the presupposition itself? Any evidence of the R value?
No.
Nope.
That concludes our housekeeping.
Happy days.
Right, Ranty, do you want to be presented?
Yes, please.
You're
yeah.
up. You're on.
So in Miles Davis's video, I'm just going to scroll out a tad. In the bottom right-hand corner here, right down at the bottom before my thing pops up, you've got a meter above sea level. So it says 0 meter here because obviously I'm in the water. But when I hover it over the actual lighthouse, it brings up an elevation above sea level of 9 meters, right? So what he's done is he's gone, the lighthouse is sitting on a hill that's 9 meters high. And as you come down towards, because this is my line of sight, these lines running up this way. So obviously when you come down the line of sight, it goes down to 8 meters there. And it goes down to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah? So clearly this lighthouse is situated on a 9 meter hill and it is the only highest part of the area. So we should see all of the lighthouse, including the house and everything, right? This is what he says.
How far is his observation?
How far is my observation? 13.77 miles.
And how tall is the lighthouse?
69 feet to the focal height.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see that. We shouldn't see that on their model, I don't think.
We shouldn't. But
I don't
the
think
point is, this house has some chimney stacks on top of it, and I have in all my photography in this location, I've always just seen the chimney pots, right? Never seen the house, never seen the wall, never seen the house, just the chimney pots. And I've always stated from day one, I think when I first started doing these observations months ago, because I'd been to the location, I said it's surrounded by a wall of sand dune that's in my line of sight, and it's blocking out the house behind it. So Miles Davis did this video. He said, "You're lying, Randy. You're lying. It is sat on a hill, and you should see it." You know what he's like, condescending little this, that, and the other. Anyway, luckily, this gentleman who gave me the permission to, I asked if I could, but it's not going to work now, is it? Just whirling. But I did ask for permission to use the video.
Just don't worry, we can chat while it's waiting to load. I'm happy to wait.
What, to show that I can play the video?
Yeah, don't worry if it takes a while to buffer and load. As it is, I can see it scrolling along at the bottom. If you just be patient with it, it'll eventually load and we can chat amongst ourselves while it does, because I do want to see it playing.
Oh, no, it'll be playing, but I'm just wanting to show you the... There we go. I was wondering if I could use a very small portion of your video to add to a much larger, longer video that I'm working on. I will give you full credit, which I will. And he's put, "Sure you can, and thanks for asking." Right, perfect. So I've got his permission to use this video.
What's his name? What's the channel name? So would you do actually give him credit?
CFAX. His name is CFAX. He's got 3.8k subscribers. So there's a lot of drone footage.
SEAFAX.
That's right.
Check him out.
It's worth going over and just liking his video so that he knows that something's happened on the internet.
Well, here we can pause it. Obviously, there's Peel Castle. It's not what we're into at the minute, but there's Peel Castle. You can just make out there. I'm just going to scroll to the end of the video. This is the important part. This is the money shot, right? So here's the house, and there's the chimney stacks, right? Chimney stacks on top of the house. We have 3. Now, from this line of sight, obviously, the lighthouse is in the way of the 3rd chimney stack. And because my line of sight goes over roughly this sort of area between these 2 objects on the left, my line of sight would mean that I don't see the middle chimney. I just see the left-hand chimney and the right-hand chimney. However, this is the important part. As he lowers the drone and it comes down, we know that the horizon always stays level. Yeah. So if it's level on the left, it's level on the right. As we're dropping down, you can already start to see, when I pause it there, right on the horizon is where this rooftop is now. The rooftop is on the horizon level. And then when we come across, we've got this sand dune that runs all the way around the side. and the sand dune is the same height. It's at the same level as the horizon, proving that the sand dune on the left is the same height as the house.
Yeah, because there's something called parallax.
Exactly, and also look at this. Look at this hut.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So when I lower it now, you can clearly see that now we're about now we're roughly level with the rooftop of that hut. So we've got the trailer that's behind the wall of sand. We've got the hut that's behind the sand dune, and obviously we know that this sand dune is the same height as the house because it parallaxed with the horizon. So in my line of sight, I would only ever see the chimney stacks. It would be impossible for me to see the wall, or this car, or this house here, or this hut, or that trailer, or any of it, because it's in a ditch, right? And the simple point is this: when he lowers as he's lowering the camera here, we've got an elevation above sea level. It's 7 feet now. he's got an altitude thing on here.
7 feet, not meters.
7 feet.
So what's that in meters, Ranty? Is that what, like 2?
2 meters, yeah. And it's still not down to the bottom. And when it gets down to here, it's literally, that's at 2 feet. That's at minus 1 foot, it says there. But it's actually in a ditch. And you can prove that
how do you get rid of the playing bar, scroll bar at the bottom?
Well, I'll let it play without
Okay.
its. You can. Oh, actually, this might be interesting actually to show you guys, because obviously you're getting a good idea of the surrounding. You can see where the water comes in. You can see this area here. This is where the water would fill up to this part of the sand bank here. And what's interesting is that this whole house is sat in a ditch. It literally is in a ditch. You can see it. You can watch the video back yourself. You'll see it. It's surrounded by sand dunes essentially, and it has one road in and one road out. That's actually built up, and this is actually sat in a ditch. So for him claiming that this is down sitting on a hill that's 9 meters in elevation, is the highest part of it really is the highest part.
It's because your mouse is in the way. Just move your mouse. This is the critical bit, and your mouse is blocking
Sorry.
the bit.
let me play it from there, and I'll just put it over there. There we go.
So what you're watching for is the foreground parallax in the background, proving that there is a wall around it of Earth, correct?
Correct. And I would never see the bottom of that house, ever.
So what's the elevation say now? Because I've got icons in the way.
Well, it settles down and then it goes down to 0 feet. So essentially, I think that's just where it's settled. It settles at 0, but it does have a GPS on it, which says that right now it's well, before it settled, it was minus 3 feet. So it's saying that that's what the GPS is giving it. So 30 feet.
So what's the point? Is the point that Miles is what? Lying, wrong, deceiving, sniveling?
Well, first and foremost, it proves that his assertion that this building here is sat on a 9 meter high hill, and I should be able to see the bottom of this house, the bottom of the wall that goes around it and everything like that. I should be able to see it all. Well, that's not the case, because my line of sight, and I've lined it up properly. This drone drops now. We've got this little building here to the left, and then we've got the corner of the wall, and we've got the lighthouse, and then the house. And if you look how I've set it up on Google Earth, where are we? So I've set it up the same. So my line of sight on this is where I put these lines in. So my line of sight down here, this is where he's lowering his drone. That's where he was sat.
So
put a little pin in.
So basically what he's saying is that at that distance and at that elevation, we should see all of it. But because it's behind a wall of Earth, that's
I can
obscure it.
I can show you. I can show you what it is.
This is the nitty gritty of it now. Now Ranty actually brings up his observational photos. Oh no, he's not going to do that. Oh, okay.
Done a little mock up here. So this is the lighthouse, and the house sat in the ditch. This is the sandbank that goes around it, where you've got the trailer and the hut and everything next to the side of it. And these dotted lines are my line of sight. So my line of sight take me to the top of the stacks. Everything else, the lower part, the house, is hidden behind this wall of sand, this sand dune that I've said from day one. I must have said it 100 times now.
Most importantly, though, Ranty, can you actually bring up your long distance photography at 18 miles now, and I'll make them nice and big. To the crescendo is the actual images that you've taken, isn't it?
Now I'm going to have to find it. It wasn't an image; it was on a video.
Sure, but you know what I'm saying. To actually have the footage that we're talking about that on this section just means that you can crop it out of this video and put it on your channel, and then it's your demonstration done in full.
Okay, just bear with me.
No worries.
Let me get the video up. It is 18.7 mile. So let me just go back to the...
Just make it big and pop your mouse off it.
Okay.
Thanks.
So I'll just play the video from about here, because what you'll see is the chimney stacks are here and the wavering around. You can actually see them.
Oh, yeah. All right. So what he's basically saying is because of the curvature of the earth, we can't see the bottom part of the house, but he's not telling people that it's behind an embankment. So that's basically lying by omission. Miles Davis is telling lies again by not telling people that the obstruction is actually the mound of earth or the embankment that it sits behind, not the curvature of the earth. Causation is a thing, Miles. You lying sack of shit.
He also goes on to say that this brown area above the water that's clearly just beneath the chimney stacks isn't the wall of sand that I've been saying from day one, that it's surrounded by a sand dune. And clearly you can see the chimney stacks to either side of the lighthouse. You can't see the house because it's behind the sea wall, the sand dune sea wall. And he says, no, this is on a hill. It's on a 9-meter hill. Google Earth proves this, which means we should have a direct line of sight to the entire body of that building, including the actual house. Yeah. So absolutely debunked there. I'll just come off that. I want to show you this on Google Earth again. So just to be clear, this is the line of sight that the drone lands in. So that as the drone's landing, it's looking at the house on the right. Then it's got the lighthouse, the corner of the wall, the buildings here. So as it's lowering itself down, it's going down, it's going down. It's also looking up at the horizon, and we're getting the sea wall. So this is this sea wall, this sand dune sea wall across here. And then we've got the roof of the rooftops here as it's landing. So this proves that on the left-hand side, this is the seawall. And obviously these lines going across it are my line of sight. So as I'm looking across it now, I'm actually proving that I'm looking over this sandbank that's running across here, this 9-meter wall. So I would never, ever, ever, from this line of sight, be able to see that hut, ever. And I think that's evidenced in this little sort of mock-up of the lighthouse and the house sitting behind this mound here. There's the sea on the left. There's the mound, the sea wall, and here it's sat in the ditch. And we would only ever get to see the rooftops. And I've proved that by parallaxing the top of the roof here with the top of the sand dune here, which proves that's at the same height. So I would only ever see the top of the rooftops. Sorry, the chimneys. And that's exactly what I see. So he's lying. It is a flat earth proof, conclusively a flat earth proof. You shouldn't see any of the lighthouse anyway. That's not even contentious. That's just a point. Curvature of the earth, this should be gone beyond the curve. We're seeing that. We're seeing the rooftops. We're seeing everything we should expect to see on a flat earth.
Excellent, Ranty. Thank you very much.
No worries.
Nathan, would you present my screen, please?
Yeah, certainly. Ready when you are.
So on screen right now, this is another issue of Ballers Telling Pork Pies. And I'm sure Mike's going to have something to say, the same context, but against Sean Hufford. And we'll come back to the bigger point about Sean Hufford shortly. But if you go to Soundly's channel, and you'll see that how flat earthers use cowardice as a propaganda technique. In this video, at about 43 seconds, Soundly can be seen showing his subs that there is not a reply option in his video to respond to my comment. Basically, forget about the content of the message. It's the fact that there's no reply button for us to respond, for him to respond to. And he's saying that that I've got him blocked as a way of as a form of cowardice. Well, let me just put that one to rest. So you go to, what do you say, Nathan? You go to his channel and then do what? Click on Soundly's channel.
And you go to
then you click on
About. Can you turn your speakers down? You're feeding back.
Oh, sorry, I've got it a bit loud. So then, so can you see that I do not have the block user bit selected? That means that he's not blocked. So
Hi,
I have
Tommy.
this with phase.
Hold on. Hello, Tommy. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm in there.
Good
Yeah,
job, you.
loud and clear.
Yeah, loud and
I
clear.
have this with phase, a guy known as FASE.
Very well, very well.
And he doesn't, for some reason, I'm not able to respond to his messages. Now, I think he's got me blocked, but he's adamant he doesn't. And we've shown each other our block lists, and we're not on the block list. But for some reason, I can't respond to Phase's messages.
Hi,
So
Glenn.
either Google
Hold on a
Hangouts has
second.
got some
Hi,
glitch somewhere where one of us
hello,
appears to be blocked when we're not blocked.
Hello, Glenn. How you doing? Or Gleam?
Hello, it's Gleam, Nathan.
Gleam. How you doing, Gleam?
There we go. Am I sounding all good? Yeah?
Very good.
Cool.
Good to have you.
Interrupted then, so.
Sorry, Anthony. Carry on.
So basically, I don't have sounding blocked. I don't know why it's showing up this way. Phase, I also have issues trying to communicate with Phase. Now, he may have me blocked now, I don't know. But when we had this conversation, I showed him my block list, he showed me his, and we couldn't communicate with each other for some reason, and I don't know why. But just a shout out to Soundly, I do not have you blocked. I'm not trying to censor you, Soundly, and I'm not expecting censorship from you. I'm here to expose that you're the lying sack of shit that you actually are. So why would I block you? I want these matters being published and shown to people, and that's why I posted on the video, because Jose did not say that he supported your evidence, and by subjective interpretation, you can't argue that it was validating your evidence. But I do not have you blocked. Now, Sean Hufford, Nathan, yes or no? Do you have Sean Hufford blocked in any way?
I don't have anybody blocked at all. Hi, Plane. What's that? Plane Walk and P. How you doing as well?
The block list for Google Hangouts is different than the one for YouTube.
Hold on a second. Can I just get a hello from Plan? I can't quite make that out. Plan
Hoi, hoi.
Hello, good to have you.
Plan and walk.
Plane and Walk. Good to have you.
How you doing, boys?
Very well. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for letting us join the hangout and that. I've been trying for ages to join.
P, what did you just say? The what list is different to the what list?
Shit, I was muted. Google Hangouts has a different block list than YouTube, so you could have someone blocked on Hangouts and not on YouTube, and then they wouldn't be able to join your Hangout. That's what you're talking about.
So where's the other block list?
I'm actually not sure, but I know that Google Hangouts has a different block list than YouTube. I've never tried to unblock anyone on Google Hangouts or block anyone.
So what you're saying is what I showed you on how to unblock somebody or how to show that you're not blocked or you haven't blocked them by going to their channel and then going to the flag icon to see if it says block or unblock. What P's saying is presumably in what used to be called Hangouts. I don't know what they call it now, Google Plus or something like that. But what we refer to as the back chat, you can block somebody in there, and that's intrinsically linked to Hangouts on air. So if you've blocked or Soundly has blocked you in that piece of software, the Google back chat as we call it, then that could cause the issue.
I'll see if I can check it in there then.
Okie dokie.
So Nathan, you don't have Sean Hufford blocked?
I don't have anybody blocked.
Right, and this is where I want to introduce Mike into the call. Are you there, Mike?
Yeah, I am.
Sean Hufford also alleges that you've got him blocked. That means that he can't respond to your messages in Hangouts. Is that true?
Absolutely not. Why would I challenge him first and then block him?
Well, look, cowardice, distraction technique designed to take people's eyes off the ball.
Yeah, I guess so.
So let's just be clear. I don't have Soundly blocked as far as I know. I don't have him on Google Hangouts anyway. I'll check the other thing. But as far as I'm aware, I don't have him blocked. Nathan does not have Sean blocked, and Mike does not have Sean blocked. So this appears to be an attempt to distract away from the bigger issue. And the bigger issue is, of course, they've had a month to try and find this phantom hangout, the unicorn hangout, that would prove GeoStreamer's innocence. And they haven't found it. So that's an issue. And they need to distract away from that desperately because they can't prove the claim that GeoStreamer was not guilty of having a hangout in the background, because all the evidence points clearly at them that he was having a hangout in the background with Soundly at my expense. I thought it was a one-to-one hangout. Sure, in the bigger scheme of things, it's not the biggest thing in the world. But Sean's come on the scene like a knight in shining armor to try and defend GeoStreamer by creating some doubt to try and make our point not as strong. And ultimately, Sean's got to do two things. He's got to find this unicorn hangout, and a month's passed and he hasn't found it. And he's got to prove that the sound came from my microphone. Now, I didn't know that I could prove that it didn't come through my microphone. I saw that as a negative that I couldn't prove, because you can't prove a negative, generally speaking. But it turns out that with a little bit of sound engineering skills and a little bit of audio guy, I can prove that my microphone didn't produce the sound, and that's why Mike's here today. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly how we're going to do this. Are we going to do this now, Mike, or are we going to do it after?
Well, based on what Sean just sent you, I don't want to do it public anymore. I'm just going to record our analysis, and then I'm going to send it over to the SAE Institute. That's an audio institution. And I'm going to have them verify not only my result, but my method also. And then I'm going to shove it up Sean's ass, and I'm not bluffing.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, this. But what makes it big of a deal is that Sean's like not only double down, triple down, and quadruple down. He's countered with like spurious.
Sean is a coward. Yeah. I challenged him the first day after we did the hangout on Monday, and I challenged him, and he chose to ignore me, and he chose to ignore you, and now we get this bullshit about me having him blocked. That's nonsense.
The thing is, he needs to distract away from the two key points here. The two key points are that GeoStreamer was being fed by Soundly. We know it. We've got evidence. We can prove it. And you need extra help. You can't do this as a fair fight, right? Which is not what we do. But that being said, it's not the bigger issue. The bigger issue is, of course, that Sean then came in as a knight in shining armor, double, triple, quadruple down, and also made a counter allegation, which he can neither prove Geo's innocence with the unicorn hangout, nor can he prove my guilt by proving that the sound came through my mic, both of which are spurious. He hasn't got evidence to prove them, and he still tells people, and stupid people on his side of the fence believe that he's created enough doubt for the assertion to fail, the original assertion to fail, and that's just simply not true. You can't make the assertion fail without some evidence to show that it does fail, and so far there's been none. Now, the only evidence that he's been citing is his interpretation evidence based on his so-called audio guy's skills and prowess, which is subject to his own limitations, whatever them limitations may or may not be. Now, I don't profess to have these skills, and I know damn well that most of his listeners won't have these skills neither, but there are people that can help. And Sean's point is, or Sean's attempt is literally to try and create muddied waters for what is basically, where is it, down here, right? Yeah, go back to that method he cites too. That's clearly a coherent conversation that was contemporaneous between both the people that were in the hangout, but he has to make it sound that it's muddied waters. Well, no, Sean, it wasn't muddied waters. And for you to prove that it wasn't muddy waters, the burden of proof lies with you, because you're the one that makes the claim that it was me that was playing the sound, and also that the sound was a hangout from somewhere that you can't magically find. So it's two-tailed, right? I can prove that my microphone played zero sound, and you can't prove that it did. But I can also prove that you've not produced evidence that shows that the hangout of which you claim I was playing even exists, let alone that I was playing it. So you fail on both counts, Sean. The interesting thing is, because of your dogmatic attention to detail in terms of trying to muddy this water so desperately and aggressively, which is fine if you're trying to create doubt, it's more about the truth. Who's telling the truth here? Is it me or you? And the answer is, it's me. I'm telling the truth. I wasn't having a hangout. There is no hangout. It was a conversation between Soundly and GeoStreamer, the way it sounds. But now, because you've pushed it and pushed it and pushed it, your balls are up against the wall now, because Mike's interested in pushing this further, and so am I. And I don't know, where do we go from here, Mike?
Well, since I can prove he's lying, and he cannot prove that that we are lying, he has the comment he has sent you basically is a bluff. You know, he's telling you he put it through an audio forensics agency, but he cannot show the results because so and so and so.
Well, the thing is, if he's going to say immediately it's not a bluff. So what I'm going to say to you, Sean, is, all right, put your money where your mouth is. Give us your address for service, and we'll serve papers on you. Yes. Because if you are bluffing, you won't give us that, and you'll pretend that you don't want to reveal docs info, and that'll be your get out. But if you're serious and you want to find the truth, give us your address and we'll serve papers. Yeah. How does that sound?
You can send your address to learnmore@fecore.org, and we can go from there.
Yeah. let's get your address and let's get papers served, and then we'll see how far you can go with this
Sorry,
perceived bluff that we're calling you on.
That's going to need clarity now. So while you dig out that comment, because I want you to read it to give absolute clarity, I'm just going to summarise why this is important. So it's got ever more serious as time has progressed, as GeoStreber has basically been coached by Soundly in the first instance. And even yesterday we had Southern Israelite coming on saying, we've always known they're being fed in the background. They had a whole football team of people ready to support them while I was debating them. Now, those up until this instance where we've caught them red-handed, thanks only to a defective headset. So GeoStreber's mic has got a known bleed issue. Therefore, it's bled the sound of him being coached by Soundly into the track, onto Google, and recorded for all to hear, if you're willing to go through the efforts of boosting that very quiet signal. So that's what's happened. The signal's been boosted by Anthony. From there on in, because at that point he could have just said, yeah, you're right, I was being coached by Soundly because I'm dumb. Instead, he decided to smear Anthony, and 3 of them have got together, collaborated, or conspired to smear Anthony and make it seem as though Anthony has done something wrong and his assertions about them are false, and ultimately Anthony's a liar. All the usual brandings. Now, you might think, well, so what, no big deal, but as they've doubled down, tripled down, and quadrupled down on this lie, the serious nature of how they behave, their conduct, becomes much more clear. And it's the same exact pattern as if they were defending the heliocentric lie. They are just liars in every single instance, which makes the audience then question, why are we behind these people? These people should be promoting the truth. They claim we're on a sphere and that's the truth, right? It isn't. It's scientifically not valid. It's unbelievable bullshit when you actually start to think about it and look around and face the real world you're faced with. But in their conduct, they will defend that lie to the bitter end, where they smear their opponents, double down and triple down on lies, contradict the standard narrative, and it's no different to what they're doing here. The main difference is...
We totally disagree.
You totally disagree?
Yeah, I don't think they're lying and they're doubling down on lies. If you ask for flat earther will ask for evidence, right?
Well, hang on. Just hang on.
You give a flat earther evidence,
hold on,
they just
chance, Anthony.
deny.
He's only had 10
go on
minutes.
about perspective.
I'm about to present evidence of another lie. So just hold your horses, and then you can comment based on what you're about to see.
Let him get his objection in.
No, I want to show more evidence. I've just had a message back from Sean that's cleared this lies, and I want whoever that was that just said that to respond to what he thinks is being said. So just bear with me. Present my screen, Nathan. Let's see whether or not you're whatever you're about to say. Let's see whether or not you're about to change your mind.
Okay, you're up. You're presented. I'm sorry you got interrupted, my friend. I'd have just let your objection
just
lie.
Bear with me. I
did say
apologise for interrupting. You'll get your chance to respond in full after this. But just look at what's being said. 3 days ago, 4 days ago, I said to him, you've got 3 more days to either admit that you don't have the hangout and admit that you cannot prove Mike's point wrong, or blah, 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 blah. And then 3 days later, which is today, time's up, audio guy. Found that unicorn hangout? Of course you've not. Will you now come clean and admit that you cannot prove Geo's innocence and have to rely on your prowess only? Or are you hoping it goes away and gets forgotten about? Smiley face. And then he says, look at this. I'm not hoping for anything. And then look at this bit. I am unable to reply to Mike's, whatever that word is. I'm not sure what that word is, as I have been blocked. Okay. So remember that. I'm going to leave that highlighted. I am just awaiting the subpoena so that I can give it to a lawyer so that he can forward it to the lab I've been talking to for a few days. Let's just say I am very eager for that libel, slander, and definition suit. Since FE Corps is headquartered less than 40 miles from me in Indiana, and Mike is threatening to sue me under the FE Corps name for you as a member, if he does it on a city level, I'll see you both in North Liberty. Well, I'm up for that.
Well, hang on, wait, Anthony, after you've done this, can you click on the link at the side just to prove that it takes it to his channel?
It is Sean.
Yeah, I know, but I just want to be to be just.
No, I'm not going to do that because it is Sean. Just trust me. It is Sean. I'll see you both in Indy. I'm up for that too. Please, oh please, inform Mike to move forward with a suit. The lab that I've been in contact with cannot get directly involved. That's not true. And give their analysis unless there is actually a case. That's lies. Unless since they want to keep their 700 plus and 0 record intact. Utter garbage. The director of the AV lab, which holds a PhD in audio forensics, has watched my 3 videos. Oh, really? This sounds just like the judge thing where you said that you had an ex parte hearing. Anyway, I digress. Let's just say that I am way eager to have this pushed into a court with a nice countersuit against FE Core. Yeah, me too. And I said, to be honest, I'm also keen to progress the matter, blah, blah, blah. And he said, sweet, you might just want to get an expert to do the audio, but can you let Nathan know? And yes, I will be listening to this one intently for legal reasons. I won't be able to comment much or at all. I'm working and blocked. So he's saying that Nathan's blocked Sean. And I don't think that's true. Nathan?
No, I've not blocked anybody. Nobody is blocked.
And then he says, there won't be a public debunking, but there will likely be a reaction. Great. You and Soundly both claim that you are being blocked. I have not blocked Soundly. Mike has not blocked you. I see this as a distraction technique aimed solely at taking the focus off the matter at hand. Look at this. I never said it was you or Mike that blocked me. Nathan has. Well, actually, you did say that Mike had blocked him because it says up here, I'm not hoping for anything.
Well, and not only that, the challenge is not on Nathan's channel, it's on your channel.
Yeah. He says in black and white, I am unable to reply to Mike's something as I have been blocked. But then he says, I never said it was you or Mike that blocked me. Nathan has. No, you actually said it was Nathan and Mike because you said here, I am unable to respond to Mike's something as I've been blocked. So
well,
again,
I thought we was here to like debate flat Earth, not have the squabble between you and somebody else that isn't here to defend himself.
Well, leave. If you don't like it, mate, piss off.
Hold on, Anthony.
I'm not getting defensive. This is attack. This is
getting really defensive. Like, go away. Then sound like a girlfriend who gets upset when you say something. Chill out a minute.
No, this isn't defensive. This is attack. If you don't like it, mate, piss off.
It's not about whether I like it or not, mate. We're here to debate the flat Earth. That's what I was invited for. That's what you invited people to come in and talk about. So I don't know why you're getting upset. Calm yourself down, mate. Calm down.
You don't think your friend was lying, and I've just.
It's not my friend. I'm saying I'm talking nothing to do with this situation. This is a squabble between. This is something I don't even have a clue.
By saying you don't think your friend's lying, but it says
it's not my friend. I said globers and flat earthers. You want evidence about the Earth?
Your opening line was that
not even commenting on this situation between you two, and that's what I'm saying. It's a squabble that I don't know nothing about. It's nothing to do with that.
Your opening line was that you don't think your friend is lying, and I've just shown you black and white that Nathan and Mike have both blocked it.
No, I did not.
Yeah, you did. That was your opening line. You said you do not think they're lying.
I don't even know who you're talking about. So how could I even say that?
Your words were, you do not think they're lying.
I do not think that globers are lying and doubling down on their lies when they present you with evidence. Because somebody else was commenting on that, and that's what I commented on. Nothing to do with what you're talking about.
That's fair enough, buddy. Hold on, that's fair enough. They are. This is a demonstration of that.
Yeah. He's a glober.
He said flat earthers don't deny evidence when it's presented to them, and I agree with him. But also globe earthers do the same thing. Both communities basically mirror each other and behave the same way.
No, that's not true. If we make a mistake, PMARS, we admit it and we have to apologise profusely.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do. We did it numerous times throughout the debates. There's been 450 of them, and we've got stuff wrong.
Yeah, you can't admit the truth. I get it.
Who cares? There you go. That was it. Who cares? So back to the lying. Is he lying or not, new person? He says in black and white, I'm unable to reply to Mike's comment as I've been blocked. Further down, he says that Nathan's blocked. Nathan's got him blocked. And both people are on the panel right now saying that neither of them have blocked him. But he says it in black and white. He never says that it was me or Mike that blocked him. Nathan has. No, he did say it was Mike that blocked him. He's lying again.
Okay. I mean, I don't know the problem between you and this guy. I don't even know.
So is he lying or not?
Whether he's lying or not is not the debate about whether the Earth's flat or not.
Yeah, but it's about the credibility of the opposition.
Hold on, Anthony, you two are just talking over each other.
Whether you're right or he's right, you know, it's just like it's a bit irrelevant to what the actual topic's about. It's about debating whether the Earth's flat or not.
You've said that 3 times. Hold on.
I'd like to say something too. I mean, just to chime in, I'd really like to hear what this guy's got to say about his perspective.
I'd like to hear what he's got to say. Have you got any evidence that we live on a sphere?
Yeah, I've got some evidence. Yeah, I've got like. You ever heard about the Mount? What's his mountain called?
Aristophanes?
No, Mount Rainier.
Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that to me is conclusive evidence that that mountain's been covered by curvature.
It's a mountain. Why would a mountain be proof of curvature?
Why would a mountain be proof of curvature? Because it's hidden. There's like about 80% of the mountain that's obscured from by the sea. That can only be explained by a curved Earth.
What are you talking about? Mount Rainier?
Yeah.
Is a ball Earth proof because half of it's submerged by water?
Yeah, and not. But you would say it was perspective that's covering 80% of a main.
Do you have anything for us? Do you have anything for us to look at? I'd like to.
Yeah. I've got something. I've got a link, but I can't seem to share it into the chat. Where back can I share this link?
So if you hover you're on a PC, yeah, just hover your mouse over the Hangout, and then top left
Oh
is
yeah,
a blue.
there you go.
There's
a page there that's got all the maths and all the distance from everything that you need.
What do you want to? If you can bring it up
and
for us, so
what it would look like on a flat Earth and what it would look like on a globe Earth, and it's conclusive evidence, in my opinion.
Okay, you've said that several times. If you click on the same box that says screen share, and then just actually bring up your page with it on, and then just take us through it.
Have a look.
There you go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
And as you can see, that's the mountain. That's how it would look normally, looking at it from a close range. That's looking at it from a distance. You can see the peak of the mountain.
Sorry to interrupt. How far away is that first picture being taken from?
All the maths are on here. Rank mean from 55 miles away versus 130. So that's looking at it from 55 miles away, and that's looking at it from 130 miles away.
So what's the relative size reduction because of perspective? How big is the mountain when it's 130 miles away compared to how big it is when it's at 55?
It's pretty much the same, really.
Yeah, but it needs to reduce over distance, right? Because we have this thing called perspective that objects get smaller in the distance.
That's why doesn't the sun get smaller when it gets closer?
No. Don't hold on. New guest, Tommy. We're talking about a mountain. Let's not sidetrack onto the sun. So what is put to you is that there is an angular size reduction at distance. Now, as you can see blatantly on your picture, it's got smaller.
But the mountains got smaller.
Yes, an angular size reduction at distance.
That doesn't look like. Where's the grass and where's all the rest of it?
And now you're doing it again. Like, where's the sun? So we're asking for. Bear with us.
Look, all I know is all the details that you need.
It's okay. You're very annoyed about this. You don't want us to take you by the hand and to explain where your bullshit is bullshit. I understand your annoyance.
Explain to me why I'm not getting this.
What triggered? Yes, you're triggered. Just calm down. You don't have to talk over us. So far, you've pointed out that at distance, it's smaller. Now, the question on the table... It's all right, you just need to calm down long enough to be asked a question about the evidence you're presenting us with. So, where does it actually account for the obvious fact that there is an angular size reduction at distance? Can you take us to your mathematics that accounts for that, please?
No, I can't.
Oh, really?
Okay, let me just jump in real quick, okay? Because this is one of the demonstrations where this new guest has obviously not listened to our arguments in the past. We have gone over this ad nauseum. This should not be confusing for Tommy. It should not be confusing at all to talk about perspective. And then when he asks the question about the sun as a red herring, it completely shows, in my opinion, Tommy, I'm just trying to say.
No, that's fair enough. That's definitely what it was like, red herring. I completely agree with that. It was me taking the trail off what I was saying. But if you want to go into depth, all the information is there for you to do.
Well, let's do it. Tommy, let's do that. Do you want to bring the maths back up and we'll have a little look at them?
You guys don't know anything about perspective.
Hold on. We've just asked.
Personally, my opinion, when all that's been covered, people say, "Oh, it's perspective." That's the real reason that the mountain is appearing. You can only see the top of it. It's just due to perspective. But how can you show someone curvature when they're only going to try and revert to?
Tommy, why are you doing this? We're taking your example and we're taking you through it step by step, and you want to jump all over the place. So let's get your example back up on screen with the mathematics that you told us proves it, and we'll take you through how it doesn't. Can you put it back up on screen? Your mathematics.
Is it sharing now?
Yeah. Just scroll down to your mathematics. Let's have a little look. Can you scroll in a little bit? Can you make it a little bit bigger for us? It's a little bit small.
The point is, how tall should 14,410? That's where it says the angular size. That's where it discusses it.
Here we go. Is that better? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, it's a bit clearer. Can you scroll down some?
Scroll down, yeah.
Can you scroll down?
next two sections.
Right, excellent. Can you see these equations?
Yeah, I can see these equations, yeah.
Right. Take us through what these equations mean. Oh, you keep moving the screen now. We're good.
I don't know what they mean.
Why are you presenting it then?
Well, if you want to go into depth to make sure that you know that this is wrong, this has already been done.
Excuse me.
So,
you are presenting this, dickhead. I'm asking what it means. This is your... Excuse me, I'm talking. Shut your mouth. This is apparently... Shut your mouth. Just because you're triggered. Look, it's all right. Nobody likes being humiliated and made to look like a fucktard.
I don't mind being humiliated. It's not.
Yeah, you are being humiliated. I've just asked you.
You don't sit there calling me a dickhead over the internet.
Calm down, sunshine. Calm down. Okay. Right. Excuse me. Why are you scrolling around the maths you don't understand? I've just asked you to tell me how this...
If I don't understand the maths, and I'll blatantly...
I haven't finished my sentence. You seem very triggered with this.
I don't know the maths.
Take a breath. Yeah, we know you don't know the maths. That's why I asked you to explain to me what it meant, and you didn't.
I didn't. Yeah, that's cool.
Right. So now I'm asking a different question. Why would you present this as a globe proof when you don't understand what it means?
Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stuff that I don't understand that works well.
Oh, really?
I don't understand how a car works, but it works.
Let me try again. Why would you present this? Not a car, this, when you don't understand it.
When I'd follow my intuition on that. To be honest with you.
Intuition, it's mathematics. Sorry, bear with me. Why would you need intuition when it's presenting mathematics?
Well, the mathematics are for you, they're not for me.
Oh, are they? It's not my proof, my friend. Excuse me. This is not my... Excuse me. This is not my proof. Why would it be for me? This is you telling us this is a globe proof and you're saying it's for me? No, my friend. This is your presentation.
I'm not one of these. I think conclusion.
I know you're stuttering like somebody very triggered who's being made to look stupid. Stop interrupting me and accept that you don't understand your own bullshit.
I don't understand my own bullshit. Okay.
Yes, that's correct. That's why you're being humiliated and bitch slapped by me.
Bitch slaps and
yes,
blah, blah, blah,
bitch slapped. Okay. That's what's happening here. You are being humiliated because when I ask you to explain your proof, you talk all over me like you're doing now because you're very triggered and very irritated that you are being made to look a fool. You don't understand your own bullshit.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, ignorance is bliss. What an absolute retard.
It's not. Do you know how electricity works? Or do you know how
Shut up, retard. Shut up. You've had your time. You've made no proof. You're an idiot. Thank you for your input.
You haven't answered anything that I've asked you, though. You're just constantly just going on and on at me. What about you? Do you understand the maths? You're the one who claims to know all the maths.
Yes, I do.
I'm saying if you want to go through the maths
are you listening?
On that site for you to look
Is your verbal diarrhea stopping you from hearing the answer to your question? Yes, I do understand the maths.
Go for it, then.
What do you mean it's not my proof?
Well, you obviously don't know it yourself, then, do you?
Excuse me, I'm not presenting globe proof here, you retard. You are.
If you can't talk me through it and teach me that.
Why do I need to talk you through your proof? Why do I need to talk you through your proof?
Educated on the maths to be able to say that that's wrong. You have to disprove them maths that have been made. If you
haven't presented anything, no problem. Bring them back up. I'll do it in one letter. Bring them back up. Bring them back up. See this R? See this R that you've got? Stop. See the R?
Yeah.
What's that mean?
Haven't got a clue, mate.
Right. In that one answer, you have declared your evidence void. We all know what that R means. You, a retard who believes in a globe based on his intuition rather than his mathematical prowess, yet you haven't got the vaguest idea what R means because you are a globe head follower. Because you only have faith. You only have your intuition based on what you think people who are smarter than you have presented as fact is being true. That's what you think. You're a religious zealot like all of them. And now all you can do is talk non-stop over me because you've been made to look like a fool.
I've been made to look like a fool, which I agree. I do not know the...
Yeah, good. That's where I'll unshut you up, where you say that you have been made to look like a fool. All Globe believers are fool. All faith in Globe is retardation of people like you who believe what they read, even though they don't understand it. And then they have the nerve to come here and show it to us like it's proof of something, even though you haven't got the vaguest clue what it even means.
Yeah, it's true. But then...
Yeah, it's pathetic. True and pathetic. Why are you wasting the airwaves? Why are you telling us that it's not worth disproving the fact that the people who do understand this stuff are lying through their back teeth also? You don't even understand it. You're not worth your salt in this argument. You're just here to waste everyone's time because of your stupidity and ignorance. The people who do understand this bullshit and can spin it with doublespeak, they also lie through their back teeth. They have people feeding them through microphones while they argue with us, apparently one-to-one. They need extra help to defend their lies. You just believe it on blind faith.
Not blind faith, no. It's like I know for a fact if I jump out the window, I'm going to hit the floor. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it. I've never done it once before in my life, but I'm pretty sure that that's my assertion. That if you want to say them words, that's
you go
what
test
happened.
that.
I know the outcome. It's kind of like,
do you go test it? Go test it. Stop wasting our time. Go test it.
But you know what? You haven't.
Go test
you
it.
Still haven't.
Go test it. Do you hear me?
You're so smart.
Do you hear me? Go and test it.
Please
Nathan,
give me
allow me. Nathan, allow me. Tommy, do you realise that if you come in to make an assertion that the ball's a sphere, you're the one that's got the burden to prove that your assertion is true? It's not for us to argue your maths for you. It's for you to argue your maths for you.
I understand that.
Right. We don't have to argue your maths for you. If you can't do it, then you lose your point.
The way he's insulting me and the way that he's going on, then I'm just saying to him, right, you obviously know better than me about the maths and how they're supposed to work. So you can.
That's correct.
Look,
that's correct. Yes, we do know more than you. You are, in fact, a retard, and we will humiliate you. If you want to play the victim now, dickhead, I'll rub it in even more. That you're an idiot. That you haven't got the slightest clue what you're talking about. If you don't like that, baby, piss off. Like Anthony told you when you interrupted something that was actually important. The people who do understand this nonsense lie through their back teeth and cheat every step of the way, and we've caught them red-handed. That's where you came in, with your crap proof that you didn't understand.
My crap proof that I didn't understand, but you know what? If you can understand it, then you can easily go...
I do! How many bloody times?
You've been through this before then, and you've
yeah, many a time with many a wanker smarter than you.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so shut your mouth. You've got nothing more to say.
No, not really. I'm just trying to have a normal talk, but you're just giving it loads, like, over the internet. Like...
Yeah, giving it loads and making somebody who's looking like a complete idiot actually expose them for the idiot they are. That's you in this moment. You are that idiot. Hello? You're being humiliated based on your total ignorance of what you have presented to us as proof. You haven't got the vaguest notion what it even is.
Tommy, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. What's up,
did you go to any further education after high school?
Yeah, I got my diploma in electrics and stuff like that. I've done a lot of formulas and a lot of maths and stuff like that, which is you know, this is how I know that formulas work and how they...
Yeah, I agree the formulas work, but it's whether they match reality or not. That's the question. If you're familiar with formulas, don't you think it might have been... I mean, this is a rhetorical question.
So I should have done my homework on it and whatnot, yeah, but I know there's people that have gone too far into this thing now where you was like flat earthers will say that globers are just like believing things on faith, but every time that flat earthers are provided with evidence, all they tend to do is go, oh, perspective, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, and it's everything else but curvature, it's everything else but evidence for the globe. There's only certain things that can be explained on a globe, and there's so much more answers for the globe that I find it difficult for me to jump from the world is flat. No, from the world is a globe too.
I find it difficult as well. I don't enjoy being a flat.
Why would you try and change someone's mind with evidence and facts? No one cares about those things.
Well, we do. Only ballers don't.
No, you don't. We just believe things because, you know, it feels good.
Let's be honest. Perception of what you think we do.
No, let's. I'm serious. Let's just be honest, guys.
Well, so there is something that I want to explain, because I kind of do understand some of the things that Tommy's talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to bring up screen share to show, because I've been having a bit of a look at it. So one of the things here is that they've matched the here we go. It says something. The major features are well aligned, right? So if you look at...
Not really, I wouldn't agree with that. I was looking at the major features to see whether it was a match, and I would say it doesn't match.
Sorry.
I was trying to see, are we looking at the same bit of the mountain or not, and I concluded not.
Sorry, are you saying... let me get this straight. Let me just get it straight before we go any further. The picture on the left, you are saying, matches the picture on the right, even though the picture on the right is a very thin stripe, and the picture on the right is a very clearly defined mountain. Are you telling me that these two things are the same, when they are about as different as they can be?
So. If you look at it using the scroller, you can find that there's certain parts, like there's this part which is, I will admit, the one on the left is well defined. You can see things clearly, but you can still see those things even somewhat vaguely on the photo on the right.
Oh no, I wouldn't agree.
Sorry, hold on. I was waiting for that pause, Anthony. Sorry, the one on the right is half the size of the one on the left. This is called an elephant in the room. You're saying these two things look the same. And I say, no, one is much smaller. That would be a angular size reduction due to the distance.
Yes, but...
So they're not the same. Let me just get a confirmation that there is a difference and that distance is the angular size.
In a nutshell, the 80% of that mountain that's been covered is
Shut up.
due to perspective, in your opinion.
Oi, moron. We've already made you look like a dickhead. Now someone else is having a go. Shut your mouth and let somebody else more intelligent than you speak.
So hard, and you? He's such a big man.
Yeah, let's put you on screen so people can see the face of this idiot. Listen, idiot. Shut your mouth while somebody more intelligent than you has a go. Right. Let's get a concession. The one on the left is very different to the one on the right. And that distance is the difference. The angular size based on that distance.
Yes, but
excellent.
And this is a very important point. And why is my goddamn? Just give me a second. Reset size should work. Okay, so on the right you see this clearly defined thing, which is, it's hard to sort of describe it, but it's a dark area on the left, right? Do you see my mouse cursor?
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so you've got this area on the left, which my mouse cursor is hovering over. If I pull this to the left, you still got that area. It's still vaguer, but they've lined it up to be so that you can see them at roughly the same size. Obviously, there's a bit of a difference, but...
slide it the other way.
Yeah, I appreciate you trying to debunk it, which is basically what I'd like.
That's okay. I can see what you're pointing out.
Yeah. So with them being the same...
Sorry, I don't want to be rude. Would you mind just flipping it to and from like 2 or 3 times so I can compare and contrast?
Full way across, yeah. And also,
am I going nuts? Sorry, I'm just going to say it again for a third time. They are absolutely not the same. One is half the size of the other. Am I going mad?
I disagree, because if you look at the actual shape of the top of the mountain, you can see the darkness of like the way the mountain, like you can see the dark part of the mountain, the light part, and they're exactly identical.
Sorry, the angle of view is clearly totally different. We have a far narrower view to the one on the right than we do to the one on the left. They are totally different.
And also, I want to point out the massive elephant in the room that you've not seen, which is beneath that mountain now that you're looking at. Do you see the bands of colour? You've got blue, and then you have a very thin light blue, which is the same colour as the sky.
Yep.
Can you see that is a full mirage that's going on there?
Called Aries diffraction.
Yes, it's reflecting the sky. It is mirroring the sky.
Are we not running before we can walk here?
Yeah, no, I know.
The question that we need to ask is, how much of this should we see on a sphere?
Oh, no. What do you mean, how much should we see on a sphere? When we get to the mathematics, Anthony, I'll be saying, why are we presupposing that we're looking at this on a sphere? That's why I asked this guy here what R meant, and he hadn't got the vaguest idea. So when we get to the mathematics, I'll be asking why we're presupposing we're on a sphere. That's what I'll be doing. We haven't got there yet. We will after this guy tells us that this on the left is the same as this on the right, when it couldn't be any more different. And the difference, I'll say it for a fourth time, is the angular size of it.
Mate, calm down. Why are you so passionate about everything you're saying?
Because we've been lied to on a massive scale, and people like you come along with their... Sorry, you've asked me a question, now you're talking over me.
Actually, one other question.
No, you can get an answer to the question you've already asked. Why are you so passionate about this was your question. So I'm not allowed to answer your question on my own show.
Go for it, mate.
Yeah, why am I so passionate? Because we've been lied to on a massive scale, and ignorant people like yourself come to the show without the vaguest notion what they're talking about and tell me that people smarter than they have it figured out, and I can just trust them based on blind faith. Now, I assert that that's because you are a religious zealot.
No, I'm not a religious zealot. I'm quite happy to believe it's flat. I'm quite happy to believe it's...
I'm going to take that as a soundbite. I'm not a religious zealot. I'm just happy to believe. And with that, I'm going to say first and foremost a huge, massive, enormous thank you to all of the debating panel for making this debate possible. And of course, a massive thank you to all of the live audience for tuning in and hopefully sharing this debate. If you hated the show, then you know exactly what to do. But if you liked it, maybe consider sharing it with a friend or subscribing if you've not done so already. I've been Nathan Oakley, and I'll see you all in the next video.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!